Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today, but not just another. Today is the first of the new expansion in Shurima, and of course, we're gonna play your boy AZIR, which is not what I thought I was gonna do, to be honest. As I said in my AZIR reaction video, I wasn't really too excited about this champion because honestly, I was not very knowledgeable of him. Like, I knew his backstory with Xerath a little bit, but it's very convoluted, right? And it didn't really tell me much about the actual character or the champion as he is right now, at least when I looked into. So I thought he was gonna be just like a sand version of Aurelion Sol or something, like a very late game beefy, you know, sort of win condition that was gonna be a bit boring, because Aurelion Sol was a bit boring to me, right? But then when I saw the reveal the last day, right before the expansion, I get this 3-mana ephemeral champion that is like everything I've ever wanted, and all of a sudden, all of my plans got thrown out the window. The decks that I thought I was gonna play, I had to prioritize AZIR, and I'm really happy I took the entirety of yesterday to design a deck that I would feel would be very good with you guys in a very neat champion combination. Ladies and gentlemen, meet AZIR's Sand Sharks. I can't put AZIR, there's a bug, I can't put him as the face of the deck right now. Also, the same goes for another champion who I will not mention as of now. That's for tomorrow. But let's talk about Sand Sharks right here. Sand Sharks is a deck that combines AZIR with motherfucking Hecarim, ladies and gentlemen. We're running 3 copies of AZIR and 3 copies of Hecarim in what is a mid-range ephemeral deck. And now this sort of archetype it's nothing new, right? We've seen multiple takes on it in the past with, first of all, Shadow Owls combined with Ionia. You know, combining those 2 regions to utilize cards like Deathmark, for example, amongst other things like Dawn and Dusk to utilize alongside Hecarim as a finisher. But ultimately, that deck felt very inconsistent and also relatively slow and weak to other aggressive decks, which is what ultimately kept it away from even tier 2 status, I would argue. And then when Grand Plaza was released, we saw Hecarim Lucian be a thing. It's a really solid tier 2 deck, but it is a little bit inconsistent as well because it depends a little bit too much on Grand Plaza to work out, right? But it's still a solid list. Like, it's a cool deck, and I would like to get back to it eventually. But this feels like the strongest variant of Hecarim yet. My sample size is small, keep that in mind. It's still very early to say if any deck is amazing or terrible, but this deck is 11-1 in my last 12 ranked matches, and I'm going to record a live session for you guys so you can see it in action. And like I said, ranked platinum as the season has reset. And that's where we are right now. So the idea of this deck is that by incorporating Shurima alongside Shadow Owls, we get to really glue this sort of ephemeral archetype together. And what I mean by this is AZIR is not necessarily the win condition. AZIR is not the late game bomb that's going to end the game. AZIR is going to help you win the game, and AZIR is going to do so in the sense that he's going to give you a solid 3-drop that will allow your Shark Chariots to consistently come out upon attack, because AZIR has an effect that says when allies attack, summon an attacking Sand Soldier. Also, his level up requirement is extremely easy to meet with this deck because of our ability to spawn Shark Chariots, and also we're playing the likes of Haunted Relic, Dune Keeper. We have many ways to spawn multiple units. Hecarim also contributes by 3 stages towards this level up by spawning 2 Spectral Riders upon attack. Even the likes of Rekindler also is two stages as well. So getting AZIR leveled up is really easy, and once we do so, every single one of our spawns will be buffed. And that's what AZIR does. Once he levels up, whenever we go for our Haunted Relics or we get our Shark Chariots out of the board, AZIR's effect alongside the likes of Soul Shepherd will stack on top of one another, and therefore our ephemeral units will be incredibly strong. Even our Sand Soldiers will have something like 4 attack and threaten 5 if allowed to have a direct hit to the Nexus. So we have an attack that has pretty much, it kind of like patches up its defense with overwhelming offense. That's kind of what we're doing here. We're trying to just keep coming at our opponent, utilize some very powerful 5-drops in the sense of Neverglade Collector or Inspiring Marshal, which allow us to just have tremendous spread out attacks, or just gain a bunch of health and slowly but surely drain the opponent as our ephemeral units go down. And if this is not enough, we can just play Harrowing in the late game and obliterate the opponent, as we can get 1 or more copies of Hecarim out there, potentially even a copy of Neverglade Collector, and just shoot them down with 1 massive tsunami attack. We have Shark Chariots in the deck because they've been deemed pretty unviable for a while now. Shark Chariots have never really been at the top of the meta, right? It's been a card that has many flaws because of the ephemeral archetype just not having enough support or not being good enough. Because there is a lot of support, it's just not as good as other archetypes, right? But now that we have Shurima in the mix, now that we have cards like Dune Keeper, we have AZIR who can regularly allow us to ensure that we have an ephemeral attacker every time without us having to rely on spells like Haunted Relic to enable that. This makes it so that Shark Chariot is exceptional in this deck. Gets buffed by AZIR when leveled up, gets buffed by Soul Shepherd, gets buffed by leveled up Hecarim, and provides us one more proc for Drain Effect from Neverglade Collector. It's really, really solid, and because we have so many ephemeral units and so many easy ways to get units to die, Triple Black Spear allows us to interact with the opposing board very well, especially right now when people are playing even the likes of Reggaeton, you know, all these 4 health units that are very dangerous. Black Spear says no to that, giving us some interaction without focusing too much on a reactive nature for us, because we are mostly proactive. We're about, you know, generating as many goes as we can. Sand people, sharks, we don't discriminate. As long as, you know, as long as it's a spirit, no matter what animal or entity it is, it will fit in the deck. And last but not least, let's talk a little bit about Rite of Negation, the new Deny. This card is just absolutely bonkers. I haven't talked about it because I didn't mention, I only talked about AZIR upon his reveal. So yeah, I kind of missed out in that regard. But as soon as I saw this card, I was like, holy shit. This card makes our Hecarim like a legit win condition, allowing us to play Hecarim on turn 7 with 4 mana backup from Rite of Negation to deny Vengeance, Ruination, or whatever it is our opponent wants to throw at us, and thus allow us to get a game-winning attack with Hecarim more often than not. It's also just really good with a lot of our ephemeral units. We can use it to kill an ally, but in the late game, we don't really care about destroying one of our mana gems if it is going to end up winning us the game, right? So this card really does patch up things for this archetype, and it makes Shurima a powerhouse of a region. And hopefully I can showcase that a little bit in today's video. Even though most of this deck is Shadow Owls, the splash of Shurima goes a long way, and I think you guys will notice in today's gameplay. So that's all I gotta say. Leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you want to see regular Legends of Runeterra content, I will be posting a new deck with a new champion every single day until I run out of champions. Then I'll just make new decks again with champions that I showcased. Yeah, I better stop talking. Have a good one. Enjoy the matches. I'll see you around. All right, let's play some Sand Sharks, and we're recording. All right, good. Because I just recorded a game, well, I just played a game and thought I was recording, talking to myself, and I forgot to click the record button. And it was a fantastic game as well. We won with Hecarim. I cry every damn time. That's annoying, man. How could I miss that? Anyways, we're gonna bully away Hecarim and the Inspiring Marshal right here. It's a little bit early for both. You can argue Inspiring Marshal could be pretty decent in this matchup, but considering they have a Vi, I'd rather try to get under them and see if I can apply more pressure. Plus, Neverglade Collector can deal more damage, potentially, even though it is easier to kill for them, right? We're gonna develop the Shark Chariot here. You know, join him with his little buddy right here. How's it going? How you doing, bruh? Okay, now... I need this blocker here. I'm gonna offer this trade. I'm gonna offer this trade with the Chem Pump in pocket. We do still technically go down in card advantage, but that Shark Chariot is a bit of an investment, right? And this is interesting here.
Don't blink or you'll miss me.
Men die, but Shurima lives forever.
Go sorry, bro. Zezri won't be able to utilize the Mystic Shot as of now. So now we gotta see if we draw something decent here that can allow us to... Okay, that's actually pretty alright. Double Bark Beast is fine. I gotta be wary of stuff like...
Humanity is obsolete.
Well, I had to be wary of stuff like Static Shock, but that's no longer the case. I can Ravenous Butcher here. This empowers my attack significantly. It also helps me work for the AZIR level up, as we do have invested one Shark Chariot, so these attacks are going to be hurting from this point onwards. I want to preserve AZIR in the back. It's a pretty heavy attack. Seems my opponent is content with just guess he must have like Mystic Shot or something to eliminate one of my attackers here. Our Hecarim is... Oh.
In Shurima's name.
Alright.
Can you improve perfection?
AZIR's almost leveled up. We got back-to-back Neverglade Collector Zeers as well, which is really neat.
System upgrade. Fire till nothing moves. Another day in paradise.
I'm gonna play the Neverglade Collector.
Tilt over enforcer on the scene. I don't need a plan. Trouble coming at ya.
It's not
Attacking that.
bragging if you could back it up.
Okay. Is he perhaps afraid of something that I can use to... Inspiring Marshal is really neat. I do believe I have to go Hecarim though. We have double Harrowing in the deck as well in case we start running out of gas a little bit. It would be nice to have ways to benefit more from these Neverglade Collectors, but as of now, I really like. Obviously, a Thermogenic Beam can really do us in. They have to play it immediately, though, is the thing. And I mean, that would really suck though, because it would halt my attack really well. Like, I really do need this Hecarim to go through here. There's no threat of vengeance here, but oh, well, that's actually pretty damn ideal. Not even gonna lie. I kind of want to attack with you as well. Yeah, it's 2 extra power. It goes a long way. It allows us to put him low. We're running out of gas though. We need a Harrowing really bad. All right. Harrowing or even Rekindler works as well, right? Ezreal is still, you know, far away from leveling up. A Mystic Shot won't do it. Yeah, this Black Spear is actually really neat. It can clear the path a little bit. I'm gonna, no matter what he does, like, it wouldn't be surprising to see him just open attack with Ezreal, unless he has another Vi in hand. If he has another Vi in hand, that could be... Alright, never mind.
Lovely day for a battle.
Double Neverglade, man. Alright. We have mana for everything here, right? Just making sure I don't fail at math. 11 mana, 10? Yes, we don't fail at math.
The Emperor's favor upon you.
We're gonna play the Inspiring Marshal. We got this Omaiwomu Shindaru Shark in the back. And we're gonna try to get that opening for it. We don't have to worry about Ruination. Okay. Well, that's one Static Shock. That's my shark. Is that a Glimpse Beyond or something? Alright.
Sure. Check me out.
With Azir's blessings.
Alright, so what happens if we attack like this? He blocks here, he takes 3 damage, and he blocks there. No. What if we attack like this?
Shurima lives.
Blocks here, he can block here, and then he goes down to 5, yeah. Not quite worth it. That is indeed quite worth it. We're gonna play defensively as of right now. He has managed to level up Ezreal. He could have stuff like Vi. I do have to worry about the likes of Ruination. But drawing into Harrowing makes me feel pretty good about this.
I am Atlas, the King's Shield. Cannot suffer.
If I die to like something like lame as an atrocity, I mean, as of right now, did I wait? Did I? No, I have to do this earlier.
Every step brings me closer to deliverance.
All right.
You and
Well.
what army?
Friend, I think you just sealed your grave. Yep. Got him. Surprise, motherfucker. We go for the harrowing. He's tapped out. No atrocity bullshit. Ain't gonna cheat me out of a game like that, Shimbot. We're gonna let our units die. We're gonna let our Neverglade do the rest. Neverglade should have his own quote, man. Tiana has one, right? This time, we are indeed, in fact, recording and leveling up as well. It's a shame because in the first game that I failed to click record, like I actually showcased the power of Rite of Negation alongside Hecarim in the late game. We were able to shut down our opponent really well with that. We were facing a Darius Reggaeton deck, which was pretty cool as well. And now we got to showcase, you know, Neverglade Collector a little bit more. And AZIR, you know, AZIR eventually won down, but AZIR put in quite a bit of work in that matchup. Like, AZIR's not necessarily a win condition. He's just kind of like a glue that keeps the deck going together, right? Or flowing, rather. Allowing us to, you know, have more resources to generate ephemerals consistently, which can bring back out the sharks. But it's not like, you know, he needs to finish the game himself. He's just a very, very, very excellent component to this strategy, and I don't know, I really, and Dude Keeper is very busted, but we're gonna go ahead and not talk about that. All right, let's go into technically game 3, but for the sake of the video, game number 2. Let's see how that goes. Mikasa D. Jaeger. Oh, is that like a ship? I mean, this means Jaeger, right? She's marrying Aaron Jaeger. I'm not sure that's quite canon yet. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it. I like Attack on Titan, right? I like the show. It's very good. I'm gonna do a full mulligan here. Even the Black Spear, I believe. As we try to fish for a bit of a cheaper curve. This can be used to counter stuff like Concerted Strike potentially, or even rally effects as well. I don't want to play the Dune Keeper immediately. It's not my attack token anyways. I do want to play the Shark Chariot though. For newer players, Shark Chariot is basically an investment, right? We sacrifice a little bit of board presence early on. We do get some damage out of him though, but we do sacrifice some board presence for the sake of having, you know, a unit that will come back, pop up every time from now on, right? If we do find means to generate ephemerals consistently.
Sent by the king himself.
The first time I challenge an enemy. Give me a second, because I need to actually like look up the cards. Yeah, they could have exhaust.
I've got just the thing for you.
I know I took extra damage there, but I didn't want him to challenge me.
The Emperor commands, the land obeys.
Now I'm gonna play the Dune Keeper.
Do not see what is, see what will be.
It's a big hit. It's a big hit.
One banner, one destiny. Show them our mettle. Keep the pace. I don't make them for the show.
brightest shines on us all.
I'm gonna play Inspiring Martial because it's a unit that can actually survive a potential rally effect here.
See what we see. Prince Jarvan, you must come with me at once.
Barrett, let's see these fools off first, huh?
I am expecting, yeah, single combat.
Sand and blood!
Onward, golden warriors!
Always forward!
Okay, so we force him to block here. We force him to block here. Here. Okay, so what if we force him to block there, there? We still don't. We still no. We still need to keep you in the back.
Hands are for forging, not fighting. Defend our banner! Away with you! Sharpen my blade for you. You witless cretin.
All right.
Bring him home. Beaten down.
I could have attacked with these two as well, but he could have blocked. He could always block my 4 attacker unit, right? But did I make a mistake there? Like with the blocks, did I miscount? I feel like I may have had a big brain fart there with that attack.
My king! Victory is near. Then lead our soldiers to it, my son.
I hope he doesn't have right of negation himself.
Stand with your king. Providence, guide me. Bring them here. Stand before me.
Why was I like? Why was I'm a little bit thrown off because I have to go back over that turn. He blocked. Did I miss lethal? Because I counted and I didn't have lethal. If he blocked here. But I have a feeling I have a terrible brain fart and I missed out on lethal.
The desert by my side.
Hand me my blade. Bring them here. Odds be damned. Forward!
Yeah, I should attack there. Yep.
No quarter! We fight till we're ragged! Then we fight again! Our sun rises.
I need to pass here. I need to hope he doesn't have like a random right of negation here. If he has a right of negation, then he just completely beats us. Otherwise, we win. Like, this is pretty nutty. Like, harrowing with Inspiring Martial is really good. I'm sorry if I missed lethal there, by the way. Like, I legitimately, like, counted the attacks, and I'd have to go over it. Like, because I'm very bad at multitasking. I'm very bad at multitasking, right? But... All right. I have to go back over that game because I left him at 2 health, but he didn't opt to. Like, the thing is, he didn't opt to block my 4 attacker, right? So if he did block it, but the thing is, if I do attack, because the thing that I'm thinking is, if I do attack with my 2/2 drops, I don't lethal him, but I force him I force him, because of the 4 attack of my unit and the Nexus Strike effect and the 2 attack from one of my 2 other units, I force my opponent to block with Jarvan, the 4th there, and have him die in order to survive. So yes, ultimately, but then again, I left myself wide open if I did that, because he could just completely... No, because he had to block the 4 attack unit, right? Yeah, so that was a misplay. Like, unless I'm having a brain fart here, that was a big misplay. I could have put him in a much worse position if I attacked with those 2 other units, and that's my fault. I didn't go through that attack as much as I need, and you know, it's important to, even if you win games, it's important to be aware of your mistakes so that you don't make them again. So yeah, let's go for round 3, though technically 4. This deck is on fire though, man. It's doing great. Red Winter. I assume this is a faster, like, a more aggro variant of what we're playing here. I don't like it when decks like these just play Elise because of reasons, you know? Like, we have a point to make here. I like the Neverglade Collector in my opener, actually, because in this matchup, I feel like it can go a long way. Let's hope our opponent doesn't have like a Vile Feast or something, and they're purely focused on offense. I would be very shocked to see my opponent playing stuff like...
The Emperor commands, the land obeys.
Yeah, my opponent plays stuff like Thermogenic Beam. That would be really weird. That makes more sense though. Well, my opponent could always go for an open attack here, and we'll take that damage. We have health gain here anyways. We're technically like a slower, beefier version of his deck.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Now we have to play this.
See what we see. Sand and blood. Spears ready. My home.
I mean, these are fantastic blocks for us. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy about that. We've taken minimal damage, and we got the Neverglade Collector here. We have card advantage as well. We have motherfucking AZIR. I kind of want to just go with Shark Chariot, though. Though, to be fair, next turn we can potentially just drop double Shark Chariot. But if we do drop double Shark Chariot, we can't play Neverglade Collector on curve with Haunted Relic, which is what we ultimately want to do. I'm gonna play Shark Chariot now.
What's your hurry?
Let's see how heavy this attack is. Like I said, I really... We can't just technically... We can take this hit. We got the Neverglade Collector, like I said. I'm gonna pass. Because if he commits one more unit, then I will be playing Haunted Relic.
The desert by my side.
Defensively.
My name will echo through the ages.
To the streets! Show them the
Shurima is sand in the sky, past and present.
We're going in. He's silent. The silent type. Alright, so we gotta go with you. Neverglade Collector is gonna sting, but once we play our own, it'll be fine. Our attackers are just superior here. So these are all trades that are gonna go in our favor, and there's a shitload of damage that my opponent cannot ignore. Obviously, we will be seeing stuff like the Dune Keeper being used to block here, but the question is that it?
Dissident.
I'm surprised he blocks like this, though. I mean, I get the 6 damage from Shark Chariot. I guess he really wants to mitigate damage as much as he can. Makes a little bit more sense.
Leader does not hesitate. Stand down.
Our board is looking a little bit beefier, and we just drew into a very solid win con here.
I have risen and weakened Shurima. Shurima, your emperor has returned.
We're gonna play the Neverglade Collector now, so that we can mitigate some of his health gain defensively. It's also good enough as a blocker, thanks to our boy AZIR. And goddamn, this deck is just so fucking hot! But I want to make a point here, and that point is I wanna teach Red Winter a lesson here. It's like, hey, you wanna play Shadow Owl Shurima with AZIR? Play Hecarim like a fucking man. Don't play at least. Don't go hard. Don't lazy deck build this ass. I take the rest of the hit. Weaken the AZIR a little bit. Okay. Battle.
Onward, Golden Warrior!
The might of the Shadow Isles! This is why you play Hecarim and not Elise! Bitch!
Faithless creature.
Nice double Neverglade Collector you got there, brother.
Death becomes you.
Alright, that's more like it. We got the Rekindler in the back. Still motherfucking AZIR right there. And even if they had something like Harrowing, because they don't play Hecarim, we're not really afraid of that. Like, the reason why I'm talking about a lot about this point is because this happens a lot in Legends of Runeterra, because there are certain champions that are universally good across the globe. Across the globe, English.
See what we see. The order is given.
It's playtime.
The desert by my side. Azir's command.
We have to prevent a Phantom Prankster lethal here. So we are actually going to be blocking with the Bark Beast first, and we're going to be blocking with our Inspiring Marshal as well. And then we can drop.
Forward.
Yeah, we block like this.
You and what army?
Sedition.
We take 2 damage here. We want our Bark Beast to die here. Yeah. Because that way we get a kill, right? And we get to trigger our Neverglade Collector.
They cheer on me. Our legacy is eternal.
You tell him, boss. You fucking tell him. God damn, dude, that's so dope, man. Like, I love this region combination so much, and I love AZIR combined with Hecarim. And again, the whole point, I'm not trying to badmouth my opponent for what they're deciding to play. I'm just saying that this is a pattern that I see a lot regarding deck building in Legends of Runeterra. I see a lot of players get a bit lazy, honestly, and just slap in champions that are good all across the board. And, I don't know, call it a deck, right? Like, at least just splash onto the deck. Why are you not playing Hecarim, you know? And that's, like, I don't know. I feel like when people sacrifice synergy for... It's just boring. It's dull. Like, slapping in Elise with this. Am I the only one who thinks like that? Like I said, people can build and play whatever the hell they want. You know, I'm not going to judge you for it. Though maybe a little, I guess. But, yeah, I love using Hecarim as a finisher here alongside Harrowing. AZIR really does so much for this archetype. It's so sick. It's so sick. Like, the fact that we may have, like, an actual competitive ephemeral now. I say that a lot, though, so I don't want to jinx it. I also believe AZIR will go far beyond just ephemeralness. But god damn, this deck is fun to play, so... let's go for relevant. Alright, Plauto is actually a fellow Spanish player. Very, very high level Spanish player, actually. I think one of the best out there right now. And they're playing Kindred with Elise. Because they're playing Kindred, I don't want to keep Neverglade Collector in my opener, as I feel like this player will have an easier time, or this deck rather will have an easier time eliminating it. So I'm gonna mulligan these two away, and I'm gonna keep Bark Beast alongside my Shark Chariot because that's pretty much profit. Now the question is, do I benefit from playing Bark Beast now? Yeah, I do. I get to play him on curve. What I do by playing Bark Beast here is, if he has Thermogenic Beam, he has Thermogenic Beam. It is what it is. But if he didn't, I basically gave him 2 turns to deal with the Bark Beast, otherwise I would get him as a 3-3, right? Now I'm going to play the Soul Shepherd, because for 2 mana he can't Thermo this. And I'm going to proceed to develop the Shark Chariot. Getting the little value that you can get off of a Shark Chariot, and that is to threaten 4 damage. That's good enough for me. I don't bite. And there's a Thermo Beam, alright. So it's kind of like a control deck, I guess. It's using Elise as a solid, a good value 3-drop, 2-drop. We're gonna play the Bark Beast, and then we're gonna very likely play Inspiring Marshal afterwards. Or maybe even Neverglade Collector. Important call to make here. We have the Hecarim. So our objective is to just overwhelm him with the Harrowing, right? But we need to also navigate around Ruination. This turn, do we play Neverglade Collector or do we play the Inspiring Marshal? This is easier to kill, but it also demands to be killed.
Lovely day for a battle.
Remember me, little one. Please.
By getting the Shark Chariot in there, this Haunted Relic will represent not only a very nice attack, unless my opponent has a Withering Whale, right? Well, Withering Whale would have been worse.
Come, stay a while.
I cannot hold.
Might of the Shadow Isles! You could have Vengeance and Mystic Shot, for example, but that would be his entire turn. I don't want to commit the Soul Shepherd because that leaves me vulnerable to a Ruination there. I need to continue playing Hecarim to demand an answer from my opponent.
I pull the strings.
The Emperor's favor upon you.
We must all make sacrifices.
Okay, so next turn I'm gonna have a total of 11 mana. I'm gonna pass.
Does death follow me or peace?
You must know me, little one. You must.
Shadow approaches.
Shurima lives!
Very easy blocks by my opponent there.
The sun disk shines on us all!
That egg, did it move?
Quite the dish, aren't you?
You have to get me out of here.
At this point, I don't even know if he's playing Karina. But the idea here is we're... Okay. So he is playing the box.
So young.
Interesting set of blocks there. Keeping the Hapless Aristocrat, not really threatening with the... I guess keeping the Hapless Aristocrat in case he wants to set up a Ruination. But now we have this Haunted Relic. And this Haunted Relic allows us to threaten a shitload here. As we have 2 Shark Chariots, so this Haunted Relic is enough for us to threaten an attack here. Like I said, we want to navigate around Ruination as much as we can.
What's that noise?
Weak-willed fool.
With Azir's blessings!
Please, I have connections.
Come, stay a while.
There was a visual bug there. Got him. Nice! Just as we draw the god himself. Or the Emperor. Whew, okay. That's a very strong player, by the way. And like I said, even though we had that Harrowing, we have to respect the Ruination. We have to always believe they have it in hand, so we have to force them into a position in which they can't really defend. And then for like basically get something cheaper out of them. That's something I really like in the late game, that combination of Haunted Relic with the Harrowing backup. My plan was to play Azir because with double Shark in the pool, attacking with Azir and the Soul Shepherd alone allows us to get like a total of 5 attackers, right? Like that's the power of this deck. I don't need to have a very strong board state to navigate around that, and that's why we're playing a full set of Rite of Negation, because if we have if we have a scenario in which we play the Harrowing, we have 13 mana, we can play the Harrowing, and then they can play a Ruination, and we can go for Rite of Negation, destroy one of our mana gems, or kill one of our allies, whatever we want, and then we can just go for the lethal and not have to worry about the board wipe, right? This deck feels very complete because of the fact that Rite of Negation exists. And Inspiring Marshal, you guys saw there, puts in the work as well, alongside Neverglade Collector. My 5-drops are just very powerful for what we're doing here. And this deck just feels super clean, man. Like, I have like a really strong win rate with this. I started in Platinum 4, and I just keep climbing. So, really recommend this deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I think I got some really sweet games. Kind of upset that I didn't record that first one, because I forgot to click. Like, the one time that I don't check, because you guys can tell that in my videos, I'm always checking if I'm recording or not. And the one time I don't, you know. At least I know it's worth doing. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see daily Legends of Runeterra content. We're going to be featuring all the new champion with those sick-ass animations. And tomorrow, I got some Lysandra for you. So yeah, have a solid day. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around.